everyone, I'm in Nevada, once again visiting my dad, and today we're going to take a look at his Harley Benton T-Style guitar. Hey everybody, welcome to the channel. This is Adam from Miller's Custom Guitars, and today we are continuing my ongoing series called What I Found at Papa's House. My dad lives in beautiful Dayton, Nevada, and every once in a while we like to pack the kids up in the car and drive over the hill and visit. We are having a good time as we visit today. Whenever we visit, I like to see what kind of gear my dad has poking around the house. He's always got some cool stuff, and he always has new things to add to the collection, like we all do. This time when I showed up, he had a new Warwick bass and a harmonium that he added to the collection. I had recommended that he got those. I saw those at a local pawn shop. Great finds, great additions to the collection. He's got a bunch of instruments scattered around the house, and they're open for anyone to pick up and play around. He's always been very music centric my entire life. He himself is a guitar player, and so he has guitars for himself. And about, I don't know, 4 or 5 months ago, my dad, when I was talking to him, he told me that he'd seen Ryan Burke's review from the 60 Cycle Hum on the Harley Benton Telecaster Style guitar. I think the headstock says that it's a VT series, but he saw that review and said that he was impressed with the tone, and Ryan had said that he liked the sound and the playability, and you just can't beat the price. Those Harley Bentons, if you don't know about Harley Benton is the they're like the house brand for Thomann, which Thomann is kind of like the Sweetwater for like Europe or Germany or something like that. They're this huge, gigantic company that is like a retailer I think they're based out of Germany, and they service Europe and all that stuff. But they'll ship worldwide. If you go to their website, a lot of times it's in German. You can switch it over to the US site if you are in a US speaking. We don't speak US, we speak English. If you're in an English speaking country, and I'm sure they have other languages as well, but if you're looking for a Harley Benton, I'm pretty sure they're the sole distributors of Harley Benton. It is their house brand, and they have a ton of options, and all of them are very affordable. They have Strat style guitars, Les Paul style guitars, Tele style guitars, ES335s, and they have a lot of really crazy options too. If you're looking for headless, multi-scale, 7-string, 8-string, 9-string guitars, they have a bunch of crazy stuff. And the general consensus on Harley Benton guitars is that, yeah, you know what? For the money, they're pretty dang good. They're not going to go neck and neck with like a Mexican Telecaster, or a US made instrument. But for the price you pay, they hold their own, and they're really good guitars for the money. Part of the struggle with Harley Benton guitars is you pay for the guitar, which are pretty affordable, but you also have to pay shipping from Germany, which can be expensive. And from what I've heard, part of the trick is if you order multiple instruments, that helps to reduce the cost of shipping per guitar. So I've heard this, I haven't tried it myself. What I've heard is that if you are interested in getting some Harley Benton guitars, they're so affordable. I think they're like usually, $90 or $120 or something like that. Might as well, with shipping, it comes to like $150 or $180. You might as well throw in an extra $100 and get another guitar while you're at it. It doesn't cost that much more to ship an extra guitar, or maybe find a friend in your town that wants a Harley Benton and, maybe do it that way. If my dad had told me he was going to order a Harley Benton before he'd done it, I might have found $100 and said, hey, order me a Strat or something while he was at it. But he did not. He ordered this, and I said, well, you're going to have to wait 3 or 4 weeks for that to show up because it's got to go through customs. They ship them. No, he got this thing in 2 days. I was blown away. He was blown away. I'm not saying that will happen for you, but that is what happened. But let's take a look at the specs on this guitar. I'm going to pull up the specs. I don't have them in front of me. I did not look them up. I'll put them up. I don't know what the fretboard radius is. I just know it's a Telecaster style guitar. It had vintage style tuners on it. And I'll tell you that when my dad got this guitar, he was really happy with it. But as we all are, you know, there were some things that he wished could be better. And the first thing was the tuning stability. He was not happy with the tuning stability. And so he addressed those issues. So he did some upgrades. And I said, Dad, you're putting like as much money into upgrades as you put into this guitar. And, you know, the bottom line is it doesn't matter. If you like the guitar and you want to play the guitar, it doesn't matter what you put into the upgrades if it gets you playing the guitar. He did Graphtec Teflon barrel saddles that are compensated, and that actually helps your intonation and helps you to break strings less and helps you to stay in tune better. He did a Tusk nut that will, actually, I don't know if he did. I'll have to ask him. I'm pretty sure he did a Tusk nut. It looks like a Tusk nut. It feels like a Tusk nut. I'm pretty sure he replaced the nut. And then the big upgrade was the tuners. He had to shop really hard to find these drop-in tuners that wouldn't require any modifications that are locking tuners. And it doesn't really look like it. It looks like they're standard split head tuners. There's no locking keys on the back. They look like standard split head tuners, but they're actually not. They're actually locking tuners. You can see there's no wraps on the heads. You put this, you loosen it and it loosens the clamp. You put the string through, and when you tighten it, it starts to drive the clamp up, and you can do one wrap and those are in tune. And that has fixed his tuning stability problems. And now this guitar stays in tune. And now it's just a dream to play. The neck feels great. It's got a medium style, Fender style neck with a satin finish. It feels really good. I will say, if you've ever visited Nevada and gone to a pawn shop or anything, you will know that Nevada is very dry. And so it's got a little bit of the Nevada fret sprout going on, and I don't think that that is a bash or a slight against Harley Benton. That's just a Nevada thing. Every time I'm here, I go and I visit the pawn shops looking for a good deal or something, and you know, I'll check out 10 guitars and 9 of them will have horrible fret sprout. So I don't think that that is a slight against the guitar. I think that just happens here in Nevada. It's so dry here. My dad keeps humidifiers in the cases of all of his acoustic guitars, and he still has problems sometimes. But it's not so bad yet. It's not like slicing up my fingers. It's just noticeable. But we're gonna get into it. I'm gonna be plugging into my dad's Marshall Origin 50. I recently shot and released a video on that, so you can, I'll link to that in the description somewhere and you can watch that video. It's a great all-arounder, 50 watts with switchable power levels. I'm going to be running it on the low power mode, and that gives us a little bit more dirt, a little bit less headroom, but a little bit more dirt to play with, which is a lot of fun. I also have, in case I need it, the Wampler Tumnus on the ground. And then the Marshall Origin has a built-in boost that is foot switchable, and I have a foot switch on the ground that we can turn on as well. So let's check this out, and I will tell you my thoughts, and we will just like rip. So. Turn the Tumnus on. It's awesome. Let's turn some knobs on the amp. I'm going to do a shot. I'll show you what the knobs are set at. The only knob I'm going to affect is the gain on the amp, okay? The amp right now, the gain is set at about 11 o'clock. I just turned it up to 3 o'clock. You know, I feel like that's too much gain. Let me dial it back to like 2 o'clock. Add the Tumnus. Yeah, you know, this guitar, it's got all the sounds. Every sound I'm asking of this guitar, it's doing it. It's got the chime. It's got the twang. You know, it rocks. Man, this guitar really rocks. Takes overdrive really well. I really like the neck pickup sound, especially for the bluesy stuff. You know, and for my money, the neck pickup on a Telecaster is kind of the weak point, and that neck pickup sounds really good. The in-between sounds sound good. All of the pots and switches work great. You know, my dad said he was having some problem with noise, you know, if you had it really loud. But these are true single coil pickups. They're not noiseless. You are going to have that anytime you are playing with a true single coil pickup. But man, I'm really impressed with this guitar. I think it's just a really great version of a Telecaster style guitar. So yeah, if you're interested in a T-style guitar, just a really comfortable, good looking, it's kind of got that butterscotch blonde look to it, blackguard styling, you know, it's not a bad option. Sounds really good, plays really good. I would definitely rock that for sure. Hey, thank you so much for watching. This has been Milledge Custom Guitars, and this has been what I found at Papa's house, my ongoing series. You know, there's a lot of great stuff in here. Eventually, I gotta get to his 1959 Gretsch. It's not a reissue. I gotta get to that guitar. Anyway, until next time, guys, don't be a jerk. Keep on rocking, guys.